Yo, yo, what is the deal, everybody? What is the deal? Welcome to another Raider Nation Unlimited. I'm your man, Wasted Talent. Salute to everybody in the chat. Get wasted with your brother, Wasted. Tell a friend and tell a friend. There's been so much going on. Listen, I had to go live. I was going to wait, but listen, there's just too much going on right now. The Jakobi Myers thing, I know you guys have heard. You see the thumbnail. You know what I mean? There is a lot going on here, man. But listen, Amari Cooper has just signed with the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, Amari Cooper is the prodigal son. He has come home. He's had a reunion with the Raiders with a 1-year deal per source, man. Listen, man, this right here, we got over 100 in the room. Get wasted with your brother, Wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Coop is in the place to be, y'all. Amari Cooper is in the place to be. Now we can all bust out our Amari Cooper jerseys, man. And I'm gonna be real with you, man. Salute to everybody in here. We got 128 watching, man. This is something else that further it hurts the cause of Jakobi Myers, if I'm being honest. It hurts the cause of Jakobi Myers, man. But Amari Cooper is back. Amari Cooper is back, baby. You know, listen, there are a lot of people that don't like Coop. Look, I have no problem with Amari Cooper. I've always liked Amari Cooper. You know, he's a hell of a number one receiver when he was here. You know, I don't necessarily know if he's a number one now. He's 31 years old. But if I'm being honest, right, this is kind of the Raiders' way of hedging their bet with the Jakobi Myers thing. You know, because listen, if we're being honest here, right, there are a lot of us that are excited about Jack Besh. There are a lot of us that are excited about Dante Thor. Super excited. And as well you should be, right? But the problem with these guys is that they're young. They're rookies, man. They're rookies. And at the end of the day, you got to understand something. They have to be viable if this Jakobi Myers thing can't be put together. They have to be viable. They have to have a guy that has some starting experience. You know, Trey Tucker has not been the most consistent fellow in the world. This is the year where they decide. But you have 3 guys in this building that are not consistent. If Amari Cooper is nothing else, he is consistent. He drops the ball, but if he's nothing else, he's consistent. And listen, Amari Cooper is a better receiver historically than Jakobi Myers. Now, Jakobi Myers had a great year. We're going to get into that. You know, and to be honest with you, when we start talking about a Jakobi Myers, right, I view this from 2 prisms when it comes to Jakobi Myers, man. I view this from 2 prisms, right? 2 things, right? One, I have to view it from the financial standpoint. I gotta view it from the financial standpoint. I understand why John Spytek and why Pete Carroll would not want to get into the Jakobi Myers business for a long time. I understand it. Trust me, I do. I understand it fully. Now, a lot of people probably don't. And I understand it from Jakobi Myers' standpoint. He wants to get paid, man. He doesn't want to be traded, but the thing is he has no leverage. But listen, I'm going to be real with you. I have to harken back to some of the old colloquialisms from my pops. You can have a wish in one hand and you can have a crap in the other and see which one comes first. Because I'm going to be 100% real with you. The Raiders don't have to trade him. And Jakobi Myers can't really hold out. Because if he does hold out, it doesn't help his cause. Right? The whole Terry McLaurin situation. Terry McLaurin got signed today. He got his money. That was going on since this winter, the Terry McLaurin thing. And it just got done, right? So when I hear about when I hear about a Jakobi Myers wanting to be traded or get him a deal, listen, I think this is much to do about nothing. I think that the Raiders and Jakobi Myers will find a way to work out something kind of like an adjustment or something like that on his deal. They're gonna work something out. But at the end of the day, if the Raiders don't want to, they really don't have to. He's under contract. Preseason is over. The holding out thing wouldn't work for him because that would be a year less of production. It would probably make his market value go down. And I think Jakobi Myers, the problem is there's a conundrum here. They have to prove that what happened last year wasn't fool's gold. And the thing is that you have a situation where Jakobi Myers, being the receiver that he is, and the year that he had a terrific year last year, right? But even within that, he still wasn't the number one receiver last year. Brock Bowers was. Brock Bowers was. Let's be for real here. Salute to everybody in the chat. Get wasted with your brother wasted, man. My guy, Ronaldo. Sheehy with the $2 slap-a-rooney. Getting the show started, man. Can't we go one off season without BS wasted? Bro, listen, this isn't BS. This is the business of football. This is the business of football. Everybody's saying the BS and this and that. This is the business of football. That's what it is, man. He needs his contract, and the Raiders have to be solvent, financially. And John Spytek does not look like the kind of GM that throws money around unjustly. I mean, you see what the Raiders did this year in the draft. They drafted 2 wide receivers, and when you look at Jack Bech, if you look into a crystal ball, his skill set is almost the identical of Jakobi Myers. And look, the sample size that we got from Jack Bech is very, very small, but it's very, very encouraging as well. This is not a situation where you don't have someone to kind of fill that spot. So look, I look at this one of two ways, right? A receiver who, if we're being honest, salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to my guy Big Mike in the place, man. Salute to my guy CGR, man. Salute to my guy John Forte with the $5 slap-a-rooney, man. I think if you pull the trigger, the Pats need a veteran wide receiver. He can go back to where he came from, and it'll be a win-win. Now, the thing is that, listen, the Raiders are leaving themselves room to make this deal, I think, by bringing Amari Cooper back. If they're going to move on from Jakobi Myers and they're going to do the right thing by him, maybe they can get a corner. Maybe they can get a third rounder next year, a second rounder, something like that, right? But when I look back and I think about this, Jakobi Myers has only had a 1,000-yard season one time in his career, right? So you have to wonder whether he can duplicate that. You have to wonder whether or not he's that guy or he's the guy who, 700-800 yards, that kind of guy. 4 touchdowns. Listen, he was our number one receiver perspective. I mean, he was, an actual receiver. I'm not talking about Brock Bowers, but as a receiver. But it's 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns. And if the Raiders have gone to him with a deal and he's asking for over $20 million, that'll be organizational malpractice to give a Jakobi Myers that kind of money. I'm sorry. He's not a $20 million a season receiver, man. I'm sorry. He's just not. Yo, my guy James Williams is in a place, man. Here comes people wanting soft Mari back. Well, look, bro, he is a number one starting receiver, bro. This is who he is. This is who he is. And to be honest with you, he has more of a proven resume than Jakobi Myers does. I mean, let's be for real here. And listen, I like Jakobi Myers. And you guys aren't wrong. Raider Nation 510 says Jakobi can run, block, catch. He can do it all. Yes, he definitely can do it all. He definitely could do it all. But at the end of the day, can he do it all at the cost that he's probably asking for? The Raiders got the deal done with Colton Miller. It was a smart deal. It made sense. Apparently, if their numbers are this off and the player is coming out and demanding a trade, that means that they're never going to get to where he's comfortable with. And listen, sometimes relationships end from this prism. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does, man. My guy Capital's in a place, man. So it feels like a full circle moment for Coop. Now I wonder how this all shapes up coming week one. Look, you got a pro receiver in Amari Cooper who's been around the block. He knows what it's like to play here, right? He's a professional. He's a pro's pro, right? And he has a quarterback that is a pro's pro that has been much traveled. Look, Amari Cooper's going to come in and do what he does. He's going to come in and do what he does. You know, I'm not expecting the world from Cooper. I'm not expecting, Amari Cooper of 6-7 years ago. I'm not expecting that. What I'm expecting is I'm expecting a guy who can be that X, that can take some pressure off of these young guys and allow them to mature. And if the Raiders are going to move on from Jakobi Myers, I really look at this from a prism of, listen, if you move on from Jakobi, good. Just make sure you get something for him, because the Raiders are not going to be in the business of overpaying people. I could just see that from John Spytek that right now. This is a deal that if the Raiders do it and Jakobi Myers goes back to form and he goes back to a 600-700 yard receiver, everybody's going to say this is a horrendous deal and why did the Raiders do that? That's 100% what's going to happen. That is 100% what's going to happen. See, this is the problem when we let our emotions as fans take over for the GMs, right? We as fans, or we as pundits for this team, we as people who follow this team and love this team, we just want to win and we want the best players, right? But also part of that winning is a financial perspective too. Part of that winning is a financial perspective. And this makes more sense to the Raiders, man. This makes more sense to the Raiders. I have no problem with it. I have no problem with this. I have absolutely no problem with this. Yo, salute to everybody in the chat, man. And I know you guys are saying, man, there's never a dull moment with the Raiders, but this is much to do about nothing. I just really wish that they would have gotten this and gotten some reciprocity with this a little longer ago. I wish that they would have addressed this a while ago. I wish that they would have got Jakobi locked up and gotten this squared away around the time that they did with Colton Miller. We were hearing rumblings of them having talks, but they haven't been able to come to a common accord. Now it's time to move on, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We got over 364 in the room, man. And yo, Devin Smith is absolutely right. This is not like we're talking about Justin Jefferson. This is not like we're talking about Jamar Chase. This is not that, bro. This is Jakobi Myers here, guys. This is a guy that before Devontae Adams left last year, we liked him, but it wasn't like anybody would have raised holy hell if had he left. Like, I think we're overreacting here, bro. If he wants to go and they need to trade him, then he's got to go. Then he's got to effing go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, man. Get wasted with your brother Wasted, man. Yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is, man. It is what it effing is, man, till it ain't. Now, look, when you start talking about the Jakobi Myers thing, Jakobi recently met with the Raiders brass. He requested a trade, citing his value, and they had no plans to sign him. And it is what it is, man. So, guys, listen. Bringing in Cooper is like hedging your bet. And I have no problem with him. I got Daniel Emmons in a place, man. It's going to be a tough season when you're bringing in Cooper to save the season week one. I don't necessarily think so. I don't necessarily think so. I mean, Amari Cooper is a plug-and-play kind of a guy, man. So who plays in the slot, J-Ro? Now what you got to do is you have to lean into your depth. You got to lean into these young cats. Man, put Jack Besh and start him. Put Dante Thornton out there. Put Amari Cooper out there. And if you trade Jakobi Myers, you trade Jakobi Myers. And always remember that Brock Bowers is your number one target in this offense. Nothing has really changed for me here. Nothing changes for me here. My guy, James Williams, man. So Amari gets beat up by Pac-Man again. I don't want to hear shit, bro. Pac-Man is doing podcasts right now. So if Pac-Man gonna run up on Amari Cooper, man, it'll probably be at a parking lot of a strip establishment, man. I mean, the funny thing is this, right? A lot of people don't like Amari Cooper, but what you got to do is you got to just look at the fact that this guy's been nothing but consistent throughout his career. I'm not happy about this. I really wish that they could just keep Jakobi Myers. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I believe that there is a way that the Raiders and Jakobi Myers can come to a deal. I really do, because even if the Raiders decide not to move Jakobi Myers, he really has no leverage. He's going to have to play. He's going to have to play, man. He's going to have to play. It does him no good for him to just sit out. It does him no good. And look, see, Rob, I never did. Yo, I was the same way. After the Pac-Man incident, I had no respect for him. He just plays passionless to me. But bro, at the end of the day, right? He gets the damn job done. It's a 1-year deal. It's all right. It's a 1-year deal. They're not heavily into the Jakobi Myers business, bro. They're not heavily into this. A 1-year deal, man. And Lobo already, maybe they thought that they were going to be able to come to a common accord with Jakobi Myers. Maybe that's what they thought. They thought that they would have been able to get a deal done with him. And at the end of the day, Jakobi Myers did too. Like, Jakobi Myers wasn't screaming bloody murder for a new deal. He wasn't going through the media. He was being the pro that he is. And I think they're just at an impasse now where they realize that the Raiders aren't budging and he's not budging. And listen, he needs to go seek his worth. But if I'm being honest with you, whatever, I don't know what Jakobi Myers is asking for, right? But if it's anywhere near $20 million a year or something like that, he won't get that anywhere in his league. He won't get that anywhere in the National Football League. I'm telling you right now. Man, my guy, Maine Williams, bro, with the $5 holler, man. You're wasted. We can't say anything until we find out how much he wanted, bro. And this is the thing, man. Listen, only thing we can do is surmise what we will, right? But no matter what it is that he wanted, if the Raiders aren't willing to pay it, then it is what it is. John Spytek is the one who has to sign off on this. John Spytek is the one who has his projection for how his roster is going to be built going forward. John Spytek knows who he has to pay. John Spytek knows, right? See, deals like this are deals that get you fired. Because if you give him way too much money and he has a down year or he gets nicked up or he gets hurt and the deal looks horrendous, now that's on your resume. And listen, the timing is a little weird to me by Jakobi, right? The timing is a little weird to me. So it tells me one or two things, just for me using deductive reasoning with no inside information. They were negotiating in earnest. They hit an impasse, and the Raiders were probably honest with him and said, listen, this is our bottom line, and we won't pay you a cent more than that. And that might not be something that Jakobi can live with. And that's fine. That's fine. He could go seek greener pastures, right? But at the end of the day, I'm not going to get on Pete and Spytek for putting a real value on a player that they don't value as high as he values himself. Shout out to my guy, man. Darth Raider, man. Why ask to be traded so close? Because that's his only leverage. That's his only leverage, bro. It's his only leverage. J. Rowe, man, with the $5 holler, man. He goes, I don't understand why Jakobi will wait until now to do that. Maybe his agent? Yes. Yes, bro. Listen, when you're trying to get paid, bro, the agent has to use whatever leverage or whatever, kind of tools that he has to get what he needs to get done accomplished. Yes, it's 100% the agent. Yes, and guess what? I don't blame him. He gotta get his guy paid. His guy is going into the season with no assurances. With no assurances. And guess what? Self-preservation is a must. He gotta worry about his family first. I'm not mad at Jakobi, his agent, or the Raiders. This is just a bad situation, man. It's a bad situation. But if I'm being honest, right? I really believe that the Raiders and Jakobi Myers come back to the dance floor. If the Raiders dig in and say that they don't want to trade him, I could see something getting done. Some kind of prorated deal, something that's closer, from a compensation standpoint this year and next year, or maybe the year after that, with a team option or something. The Raiders can work something out just to give Jakobi Myers kind of a landing strip. Because this is the thing, man. If he gets hurt, he has no guaranteed money, and he's got to go out on the open market with an injury. If he has a down year, right, and Geno doesn't throw to him so much, he's got to go into the open market with nothing. And I get where Jakobi is coming from, man. He has to capitalize and strike when the iron's hot on the best deal the best season he's ever had as a pro. David V, man, with the $4 slappy, man. Will Coop have chemistry with Geno and Chip? It remains to be seen. But the thing with Amari Cooper is that if you put the ball in the right place and you're an accurate quarterback and you're a good quarterback, Amari Cooper's a damn good receiver. He's a little older, a little longer in the tooth, right? But Amari Cooper has played with the Browns. He's played with the Bills. He's played with the Dallas Cowboys. I believe Geno's ball placement is elite. And the one thing that Amari Cooper has always been is a terrific route runner. A terrific route runner. And he's going to get open. He's going to get separation. Now, there are a lot of people that are thinking that Dante Thornton is the answer. People are very, very high on Dante Thornton. But you guys got to understand something. Dante Thornton is a rookie. And he was in preseason. And there were times where he was having issues getting separation with guys that are probably not going to be in the National Football League. So you got to kind of pump the brakes with the optimism on Dante Thornton. We got to see how he plays in a regular season against guys that are pros. This is what we got to see. But what Amari Cooper does, he leaves you the latitude to have a number one guy, to have an older guy that can help mentor some of these guys in this building. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. So this is the perfect time to trade him because there's a lot of teams looking for wide receiver help. I mean, yeah and no, right? Because you got to look at it from this prism. There are a lot of teams that could be supposedly looking for help, but these guys got their roster set. They kind of know where they're going. This is not the perfect time for Jakobi Myers. This is a bad time for Jakobi Myers to do this. This is a bad time for him. It's a bad time. He probably should have done it around the draft, right? and listen, do I think Jakobi Myers deserves an extension? Yeah, I thought he did deserve one. It depends on the money. It depends on the compensation. That is what, to me, this is all about. It depends on the money because, listen, this contract can become an albatross. It really, really can. This contract could become an albatross if he does not perform the way we think. Telling you right now, salute to everybody in the chat, man. Reggie Berg, that's crazy. He goes, only Raiders and Pats fans know who he is. Jack Best. And Jack Best is a rookie, y'all. That's another kid. Look, do I like what I see from Best? Hell yeah, I do. But he's still a freaking rookie, man. And this is what you guys got to realize. And A. Gonzalez got it right on the money, man. He goes, he can request a trade. Doesn't mean they got to give it to him. He's under contract, period. I forced him to fulfill his commitment. And the Raiders, I'm sure if they don't trade him, they are going to make him do that. Because him sitting out does him no good. When push comes to shove, he has to play because his market value would drop. His market value would drop. And if he quits on us, then his market value would drop again. He has every reason to show up, play for us, and play well because this is a symbiotic thing. if he can't hurt the team and play like crap and think that the Raiders are gonna or any other team is gonna pay him. He has to play well. And yo, you guys heard CGR, man. Pay them bar tabs. Get wasted what your brother wasted. Radiation 510 goes, Jakobi is a special player, regardless why. Bro, he's not a special player, bro. He's a very, very good player, bro. He is a very, very good player, but he is not a special player, bro. Like Randy Moss was a special player. Jamar Chase is a special player. Jakobi Myers is a really, really good player. He's a good ball player. No disrespect to him. But a special player, you tripping, bro. I mean, listen, he got to wait online. I mean, look, they made Scary Terry wait online. Yo, my guy Sean. He goes, play a contract or sign something that's reasonable, but you're not getting elite money. And that's pretty, look, bro, and I'm going to be honest with you. That is pretty much the sentiment that's probably coming from the Raiders. That's definitely coming from the Raiders. Let's just be for real here, man. And Amari Cooper just signed. So there you are. I told you guys early in the show. We know that, Tokyo Raider. Salute to everybody who's just pulling up in here. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. My man Mano. Man, they bringing Coop back. They could have brought back the return of the Mac to help Max. Bro, the return of the Mac is not trying to come back here. The return of the Mac is with the Chargers, and he's getting paid over there. And I wouldn't have paid Khalil Mack what he got paid from the Chargers. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, man. I wouldn't have done it. Salute to my guy Mano, man. Jermaine Williams, man, with the slappy. Salute to my guy DeMokes, man. DeMokes is in the place, man. Yeah, but guys, listen. There's some other stuff that's going on out there. The 53-man roster is getting trimmed. We're gonna get into a little of that. Also, to be 100% real with you, there's some guys that have been cut. You know, in the quarterback market, we got to touch on the situation that we have with Aiden O'Connell, our backup quarterback situation, some of the guys that are available. You know what I mean? Like, we got to touch on that. We got to touch on that. And right now, my guy DeMokes with the $5 holla, man. Jakobi wanted a tier 3 all year round pass to the Bunny Ranch. The Raiders said, nah, how do you even know about that, DeMokes? DeMokes, get the F out of it. DeMokes, let me tell you something, DeMokes. This is a family show. Don't you start off on your crap. What's wrong with you, DeMokes? Cannot believe this freaking guy, man. Crap, DeMokes. Freaking DeMokes, man. Pulling jokes. It's nonsense. The F up out of here, DeMokes. We got over 400 in a row, man. Get wasted with your brother wasted, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. But yeah, listen, I'm not going to get... I am not going to get DeMokes with his sources. Listen, I'm not going to get crazy with this. I'm not going to go out here. I'm not going to, because the Raiders could very well make a deal with Jakobi Myers, and it's good to have a guy like Amari Cooper in the building. The only thing that I'm having a little trouble with, and I know the Raiders are going to look and, check out the free agent market. They're going to check out the cut market. But as of right now, there's nobody that's available to the Raiders as we speak that will really, really help this team in a major way that's getting released, if we're being honest. People that are available right now, when you start talking about the quarterback market, listen, you got the Ryan Tannehills of the world, right? We're going to get into that. I'm about to get into that. And guys, Hendon Hooker was released. Now, this is a guy that a lot of us, I like Hendon Hooker, right? Hendon Hooker was released by the Detroit Lions. And to me, there is nothing but right bringing a guy like Hendon Hooker in. Now, if Pete Carroll wants a guy that is a little more proven, Hendon Hooker's not your guy. He hasn't really played a whole lot. But man, that to me, Hendon Hooker is the perfect kid to develop behind Geno Smith. I love it, man. Salute to my guy Bryce with the $20 slappy. Salute wasted in the Raider Nation for life. Coop will add to what our offense will do. Yes, he will. Coop will definitely add to what our offense will do. A lot of people are just acting like Amari Cooper's just this scrub. You guys are tripping, man. Y'all gotta let this man cook. Salute to my guy, man. Appreciate you, bro. My guy, John Rodriguez, man. The $2 slappy, man. Wasted. Are the Raiders bringing back Amari Cooper? Yes. The Raiders are bringing him back. And yo, you guys, if you guys need any printing done, go on over to 208 Customs Design, man. That is our guy Hug D's business. Go support it like your life depended on it. Now listen, you got a situation where the Raiders need a backup quarterback. Now Pete Carroll says he wants somebody with a little experience, so that would probably put you in the Ryan Tannehill business. But there are other options out there, right? You got Huntley, you got DTR, right? And when you start talking about DTR is a guy, sounds good, right? We talk about DTR because of his connection to Chip Kelly and Chip Kelly coaching him at UCLA. But this guy has a 1 for 10 touchdown to interception ratio in the National Football League. DTR is not really a guy with a whole lot of experience. And if we're being honest here, man, you know, the idea of what he is in this league is better than what he actually is. Let's be for real here, man. Jay, any truth to Carr wanting to come out of retirement and be our backup? No. Not at all, Jay. Not at all. And Will Levis is hurt. Will Levis is hurt. There is no reason for the Raiders to make a trade. No. You got to listen, man. Will Levis is a turnover machine. You know, if you're going to go out there and you're going to get somebody to back up Geno, if you want a young guy to develop, you already have Cam Miller on your roster. That's your developmental prospect, right? So you want somebody that you know can win you some games if need be. None of these guys that are available are that. Now, Hendon Hooker has a lot of talent. He might be a guy that you might want to, take a flyer on. A lot of people says get Jameis Winston. The Giants are not moving off of Jameis Winston. They already said they're keeping him, right? And if they do, then yeah, you go get Jameis. Trey Lance is another guy that has not done a whole lot in this league and hasn't played well. And Trey Lance is with the Chargers. He seems to be flourishing with them. Huntley is a guy who had 2 good games with the Ravens. He's a guy that has some starting experience. Maybe you could bring Snoop Huntley in. But listen, like I said before, man, you guys got to realize something. If Pete wants people that are experienced, these guys are not it. They're not it. You got to be beginning in with Ryan Tannehill when you start talking about experience. Yeah, hey, Coop don't need his new old number back, Tease. He probably getting number 19 or something like that. Hey, yo, and you guys, pay your bar tabs and make sure you become a member of the Wasted Talent Army. We got cookies, man. So, guys, let's get over. Let's go into some of this. Let's go into some of what's going on here, man. Now, look. Let's go into some of the Raiders releases for the day, because people are getting released left and freaking right, man. Let's go into some of the cut candidates on the Raiders. Now, the Raiders waived the following 14 players, right? They waived Gottlieb Adezi, Tank Booker, Michael Barrett, Andre Carter II, which hurts, man. I like Andre Carter II, man. I hope they can he can clear waivers and they can put him on a practice squad, man. Hudson Clark, safety, Parker Clements, Condre Colburn, the defensive tackle, the big fella. Amari Gaynor was waived. We kind of saw that coming. Gerard Hanford, John Humphrey. Maybe Amari Gaynor could be put on waivers. Quadir Ishmael, Keytron Jackson, Josh Joyner was waived, and Sam Webb. Sam Webb has finally been waived from the Raiders, man. Sam Webb's been around for a long time. Happy trails of Sam Webb. Guys, when we talk about these guys getting waived, I don't want it to be missed that these guys, this is their career, man. This is their career. I don't take light in it. Salute to some of these guys. Some of these guys will probably never get to play in this league again. So it's not something that I make light of, man. Salute to these guys, man. And hopefully these guys can land on their feet somewhere. Marquez Callaway was waived. Philip Dorsett was waived. Jaylon Johnson, the former Dallas Cowboy, was waived. And Colin Johnson was waived, everybody. Man, crazy, man. Unfreaking believable, man. Unfreaking believable, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell a friend to effing tell a friend, man. Wait, I'm trying to get rid of this. What the F is going on? Ready for 10. Amari Gainer has to be the #1 priority for the practice squad. He was the first to be waived. I mean, he might be. He might be, but bro, like look, I like Amari Gainer, but Amari Gainer has done nothing in this league yet. He has done nothing in this league. Amari Gainer has done nothing. Let's be real here. He's done nothing in this league. But there we go, y'all. We got the waiver list right there. Jaylon Smith, Callaway, all of these guys. Colburn. Yeah, guys. So look, man. Let's get back to it, man. You damn right I'm photobombing myself. Look, waste is already wasted. You damn right. Listen, I'm up here trying to navigate this new program I got here, man. I mean, how you guys like it, man? How do you guys like it? Oh my God, man. Sean Huggins says, take a flyer on Trey Lance, Hendon Hooker, or Tannehill last option. I don't think so, bro. Like, look, Ryan Tannehill is a guy that can win in this league. I believe Ryan Tannehill should be right at the top of your list for people if you're going to go out there and go bring in a vet. Unless someone else that is a little bit, this is a guy who's comeback player of the year, has played at a high level, taken some teams to the playoffs. And if he still has anything left in the tank, he's a guy that if Geno goes down, can step right in and play at a great level. He can move. I'd probably bring Tannehill in first. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Get wasted with your brother wasted. I mean, look, all of this stuff about going and getting Amari Gainer, bro. Look, the idea of Amari Gainer is a lot better than the actual play on the field. What has Amari Gainer really done in a Raider uniform to make us put him at the top of our list for who got waived and who didn't? Let's just be for real here, man. Yo, we got Sam Webb getting waived every year too, man. But yeah, man. Listen, even though Tannehill has not played, it still doesn't matter. This is a guy that has played at a high level, man. A high level. You know what I mean? And I like some of these younger guys, but I have to be honest with you guys. Yo, you want a guy that can come in and win you games. Now, I'm a huge Hendon Hooker fan from college, man. But, Hendon Hooker in the National Football League is a whole nother, so that's a whole nother ball of wax there. It's a whole nother ball of wax there. Silver Server says, Hooker is trash. And this is coming from a VT alum. Yo, so what do you guys think, man? Amari Cooper is in the place to be, y'all. He is in the place to be, man. Mando Ace is in the place. Hey, Mando, my bad, bro. Listen, you guys got to understand something. I'm trying out this new. How do you guys like the new setup? How do you guys like the new setup? Let me know. My guy, Mando Ace, man, with the $5 slappy. He goes, why pay Meyers $17 million a year when Best could take his role next year? The Raiders playing chess, not checkers. And I think you meant Myers. Coop is a good bargain for a 1-year deal. And that's how I see it, man. Like, this is the economics of football in real time. That's all this is, man. My guy, John Rodriguez, with the $2 slappy, man. I want Huntley. You got to chill, bro. You got to chill, bro. That sounds a little crazy right there. Sounds a little sus, man. You got to chill, John. Got to chill, yo. Yes, and yes, they are. The most, this bum up in here, man, with the $2 slappy. Gotta tell you what, man. Nathan freaking Peterman, man. Yo, salute, man. But look, man, let's get into some other things here, man. I mean, listen, and right now, you're definitely hearing my opinion, bro. Listen, Jakobi Myers is the exact archetype of what Jack Bech can be for us right now. He really is, bro. And I'm telling you right now, this is a deal that right now the emotions of Raider Nation are probably getting the best of us, right? But this deal has to make sense for the Raiders. If it doesn't make sense for the Raiders and they can't come to a common accord with something that's realistic for the Raiders, I have no problem on earth with Spy and Pete handling like this. I don't. Now, can I see the Raiders making a deal with Jakobi Myers in the next few days? Yes, I do. 100% I do. Because Jakobi Myers is a hell of a player. He's a good player, but he is a guy that, look, when we're being honest, right? Jakobi Myers is a guy who just had his first 1,000-yard season last year, 6-7 years into his career. Sean Omgren, I have no faith in Bech. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't. I don't know why you wouldn't. I don't know why you wouldn't have any faith in that kid. He's a rookie and he looked damn good, man. Damn good. Damn good. Said, oh snap, new comment box is dope. Yes. Yes, man. We've been developing some things behind the scenes. Guys, let me ask you guys a question. What do you guys think, man? What do you guys think? Do you guys like the new setup here? Bech can't get separation, and we don't know if his hands are as reliable. Raider Felon, how can you surmise that Jack Bech can't get separation based off of the amount of snaps he had in preseason? How do you surmise that, bro? I think you're categorically wrong, bro. The kid is a terrific route runner. He can get separation. He plays bully ball, man. That kid is phenomenal. My guy Bryce, he goes, I truly think this will be electric. Wide receiver 1 Cooper, 2 Myers, 3 Tuckers, 4 Thornton, 5 Bech, Meyers, Genty, Mostert, Zeus, Labe. That's a slick offense or a sick offense. Well, bro, look, the guy that I worry about on this offense is Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker drops the ball all the time. He's fast, good young kid. But if I'm being honest, bro, this is his year. This is his year. He got a quarterback that can throw on the ball. Trey Tucker's the guy that I worry about. I believe he has a hell of a lot of talent. And I believe if he can kind of get his route running down, I think Trey Tucker is going to really, really impress people. He really is, man. But Jack Bech is the one guy that I don't worry about. That's the one guy I don't worry about. Yo, my guy, Joey Cheek, the $5 holler. Wasted. Don't you think this Jakobi issue should have been done months ago? Theoretically, yeah, but we got to talk about the reality of the situation, Joey. If Jakobi Myers was willing to try to let this thing play out, he was trying to negotiate from a place where he wanted to show the best intentions, be honorable. He's buying into the program. He did what Colton Miller did. He thought the Raiders were going to be able to get him closer to where he wanted to go and take care of him. That was on him. But the Raiders, if I'm being honest, probably have they pretty much showed you how they view Jakobi Myers. The Raiders went out and drafted 2 wide receivers this year. The Raiders already showed you what their intentions were. They're looking on to the future. They're glad Jakobi Myers is here, but they've drafted his replacement is on a roster in Jack Bech. Pete Carroll has come out and said a million times that Jakobi Myers and Jack Bech have a very, very, very similar skill set. This is what has been said, right? So we're not making it up here. We're not making that up. The Raiders view Jack Bech as his replacement, bruh. Man, do you think Myers will hold out? No. No, if he does, he's hurting himself. If he holds out, he'll have. See, you got to understand something. When you start talking about Jakobi Myers, right, and you talk about his numbers, when you talk about Jakobi Myers, bro, you're talking about a guy who really had his best 2 seasons as a pro with the Raiders, right? And you're talking about a guy who, in 2019 had 359 yards. 2020, 729 yards, no touchdowns, 59 receptions. 2021 with the Patriots, 866 yards, 83 receptions, 2 touchdowns. 2022 with the Patriots, 67 receptions, 804 yards. 2003 with the Raiders, 71 receptions, 807 yards, 8 touchdowns, right? Best year from a touchdown perspective. And last year, 87 catches, 1,027 yards and 4 touchdowns. So this is not a guy that's ever set the world on fire, guys. This is not a guy that's ever set the world on fire. He's just not. This is not a guy who's ever set the world on fire. So at the end of the day, Jakobi Myers needs this season to show everybody that he's that guy. Who are you as a receiver? Are you the 87 catch guy with the 1,000 yards? Are you the 700-yard guy? Which guy are you? And that Jakobi Myers has to play, bro. He has to play. Salute to my guy Alex Rebel Rojas, man. Yo, it goes. It look like CNN News live from the Ukraine. That's crazy, yo. Now, this is the thing, right? And T-Sir touched on something that, I was thinking before the show started. Maybe the Raiders have it in their mind that Jakobi Myers can be that trade piece to improve the corner room. Now, let me ask you guys, would you guys be willing to trade a Jakobi Myers for a Tariq Woolen? Would you be willing to do that? I know I would. I know I would. And then bringing in Amari Cooper further kind of hammers that point home for me. And when you start talking about getting the Colton Miller deal done first, Colton Miller's our left tackle. Listen, when you talk about on offense, the most important positions there are, it's quarterback and then the guy who protects his blind side. They're handcuffed together as far as value goes. So that was a tremendous move getting Colton Miller taken care of, man. I'm telling you right now. Yo, my guy Hug D's in a place, man. Now, when we start talking about some of these other guys out here, I gotta look. I don't know if Kyle Trask is available. I think Tampa Bay, really likes Kyle Trask. I don't know. I mean, I gotta look at Tampa Bay's roster. If Kyle Trask is available, that is another guy that I can see John Spytek bringing in. 100% I can. Why not sign Mike Hilton or Gilmore? Look, maybe Pete, and these guys on this roster don't feel like they fit this scheme. Even though I think Gilmore fits any scheme, you know, Mike Hilton is a guy that you got to pay a whole lot of money for, right? And he's not to me the way Mike Hilton would probably get paid. That I would rather the Raiders go out and go get a younger corner like Tariq Woolen, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. So my thing is them signing Coop and having the Jakobi Myers. You know, Jakobi Myers might add some value to other teams. Now, I don't necessarily know if trading him to Seattle would kind of pique their fancy. I mean, they just got rid of a high price receiver in DK Metcalf. They have Jigba and they got those guys over there. They seem like they're pretty loaded down at receiver. But maybe they're going to use Jakobi Myers as a trade piece to get them some help in that secondary. My guy, Kevin Rowan. Setup looks good, other than the Falcons colors. Nah, man, this is the wasted talent colors, man. The black and red. Goes along with the thumbnails. Get the F up out of here with your crap, Kevin Rowan. And yeah, Marcus Hilton is with the Miami Dolphins anyway, bro. I think Cedric Jackson makes the practice squad. I don't necessarily think he makes the active roster. But got my guy, Joseph Yabara, with the $2 slapperoonie. Cooper is in his Crabtree season. Salute to you, man. Salute. That is a fair trade, man. Myers for Woolen? I think so. I think so. The thing is, you got to ask yourself whether Seattle would be willing to do that, though. That's the only problem. Is Seattle willing to do that? My guy, Demokes, man, with the super. Setup looks clean. So what's our forecast looking like this week? Get the F out of here, Demokes. It's looking rainy and pissed off, just like me. F up out of here, Demokes. Yo, salute, guys. Yeah, Kyle Trask all day. But yo, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. If Kyle Trask is available, or there's any way the Raiders could bring him in, to me, that's the perfect backup. The perfect backup for this team, man. Now, Shock Bowers, you bring up an interesting point. He says Cooper was available all of training camp. Why sign him now when he hasn't had the time to get in sync with Geno? Dumb move by Spot Tech. Shock Bowers, I don't necessarily think so. I think that the rubber kind of necessarily meted the road when you start talking about the Jakobi Myers deal. When you start talking about the negotiating table, they probably walked away from the negotiating table feeling like they can't get anything done. That's why this happened. This is done out of necessity. This wasn't done because the Raiders were looking ahead and thought this was the right thing to do. This is being done out of necessity because, you know, if I'm being honest, the signing of Amari Cooper gives me an inclination that the Raiders are trying to move Jakobi Myers. Do I think they can get something done? Yes, I do. But I think bringing in Jakobi Myers, I'm not bringing in Jakobi Myers, but bringing in Amari Cooper kind of gives the Raiders the latitude to move on from Jakobi. My guy, Prime is in a place. Darth Vader Prime is in a place with the $5 holler, man. Feeling new setup. Cookies, oops. I mean, Cooper, I'm 50-50 on him. He's known to drop a lot of passes, not balls because you will pause me to death. No, I won't. No, I won't, bro. No, I won't, bro. We are grown men up in here, bro. But I'm going to be real with you. When you start talking about Amari Cooper, him dropping passes is 100% in the equation, right? But the one thing about Amari Cooper is he is big on ball placement. He's big on ball. If you put the ball in the right place, Amari Cooper is going to get the job done for you. It's going to get the job done for you. Now, do I hope that we don't go from one extreme to the next? I mean, we had a guy in Jakobi Myers who didn't drop a pass last year. And then we get Amari, Fumblerooski Cooper coming in. But what he does is he leaves the Raiders that latitude. And like I said, man, Coop and Geno are vets. I said this earlier in the show, man. These guys are going to be fine. Coop's going to be fine. I just think the Raiders had to do something, right? The thing that I am a little apprehensive and worried about is the fact that they have not done anything to address this secondary. For them to feel like this secondary is going to be good to go is a problem for me. This is a huge, huge problem for me, man. My guy, Joseph Ybarra, man. Trade Myers to New England. Yeah, but the thing is, if you trade him to New England, who you bringing back for him? Like, who are you getting back from New England? Are you getting draft composite? Like, what are you getting back? Are you getting another corner? Bro, I really don't understand where all the Amari Cooper hate's coming from. Like, yo, it's weird, man, because like us, like our fan base is weird. Like Jakobi Myers, right? He's on the Raiders now. There's a lot of people that are sitting up here and they're probably getting upset about us moving on from him. There's a lot of times whenever we move on for a player, people are pissed, right? But then when you bring the guy back, now all of a sudden he's just this filthy bum. I got no problem with Amari Cooper, bro. I don't. Bring him. I mean, bring him on in, man. Why not, man? With the F, man. What's up with you guys, man? The F is up with you guys. I gotta get my damn sound going right. No, we might as well not. Don't with the ACDC crap. Get out of here with that. Both times the starting secretary played in the preseason, they got picks in the red zone. Why are we stressing the secondary? Because of the depth, Hug. And you're talking about two safeties that got picks. What about the corners? I saw our young boy getting worked out there. He's gonna have to play. We don't need, yo, bro. We don't need another safety. People talk about bringing in Kyle Duggar. I like Kyle Duggar, but man, we need a corner, bro. We need a corner. And listen, there's a lot of people like my man Hummer because I was mad as hell when we lost Coop. Glad he's back. Coop brings that veteran presence that can teach these young cats and these young wideouts. Guys, I'm yawning here. Look, I like the new setup, but I feel like I'm alone with this new setup. It's something weird about it. On my end, I feel like I'm alone. I don't feel like I'm amongst friends right now. I feel like I'm alone here. This is crazy. The corners were getting worked though, guys. I don't know what you saw, Hug, but that's what I saw. But at the end of the day, like I told you guys, our number one option, the number one receiver, House Junkies. He goes, waste his new setup looks to fake Raiders news AI. Yo, you about to get blocked. Man, get the F up out of here with that crap. Somebody looks fake. Tell you what looks fake. That weak ass name. The F up out of here with your crap. Disrespectful, man. Yeah, I need a cup of Joe, guys. Josh, the old Oasis setup was better. I don't know about that, bro. Hey guys, do y'all like the old setup or y'all like this? Y'all let me know. DeMarcus Webb is in a place, man. It's okay to be apprehensive about bringing Coop back. The drops were infuriating, but this current situation with Myers, this is an insurance backup. We can agree to disagree without hate. And that's how I feel too, bro. If they're going to move on from Jakobi, bringing in Coop was a smart move. Bringing in Coop was a smart move. Let me call my wife, man. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Excuse me, guys. I gotta call my wife, man. I am dying here. Sweetheart, can I have a cup of coffee, please? Sure. Thank you, baby. You're welcome. Appreciate it. Wait. Wait, can you shrink the bottom? I feel like it's a little too big. Can you get the F up out of here, Darth Raider? I asked you if you like the setup. You up here trying to tell me how to run the effing show. My God, the background is a little different. Maybe find a background with something Raiders Incorporated. Well, look, the background is Las Vegas. But if you guys like the Raider stuff, I'll think about it. New setup looks good. Thank you. Thank you. John Rodriguez. I prefer the Battle Arena backdrop. Okay. I was joking. Wasted. This setup is nice. Settle down before I unfollow. Listen, bro, you could get unceremoniously blocked. You gotta worry about unfollowing me. You could be kicked up out of here. Shout out to House Junkies, Beto. He goes, if Jakobi can also, but we're looking at some fire offense. Yeah, I know, I get it, man. Yo, we're used to the old setup. Change is always difficult. We'll get used to it. Definitely missed the old setup. Damn, in one episode you missed the old setup? Okay. Wait. I feel like you can see more gray hair now. I feel like I'm watching a news channel. You should. You're getting the best Raider news you can, man. Hey, Wasted. Can you shrink your head a bunch? More focus on the background? Hey, Hug D's, can you shut the F up? Wait, Classic Man Q, hold up. Don't bring him shit. Nah, just kidding. Man, yo, stop hating, bro. Stop hating. My guy Ira Jackson's in the place, man. How about Ray's Boom Boom Room? Yeah, my guy Omni Stowe. Let's get back to the show. What's good, Wasted? I'm actually low-key excited for the Cooper return. He decided to man up and come back home. His presence in here is now on his terms, his decision. So I think there's some potential in that. I like it, man. Wait, said the background looks fire. Is with the Chiefs run over the Raiders in the highway and the background realistic. Oh, we got a troll. Oh my God, we got a troll in here, man. Who is this effing douchebag? Chris Gnomes. Let me tell you something. It's funny, man. You talk about the Queefs, right? I think this year, I don't think you guys are going to win a division. You know, and it's sad that you have a bum-ass Chiefs fan coming into some of the greatest Raider content that there is. Disrespectful. We got about 500 in the room, y'all. You can get the F up out of here. You know, everybody talking about, remember Coop quitting on the Raiders? Him disappearing for games at a time after 3-4 catch. Bro, I don't necessarily think that's him quitting on him. Him having a bad game, Carr not getting him the ball, stuff like that. Bro, those years were some weird years, man. The Gruden years, those are some weird years, man. But I really want to get off of the whole Amari Cooper thing, bro. I think it's time. You know, we beat the Amari Cooper thing to death, man. So, guys, you guys, when we start talking about, you know, what went on this preseason game, right? We start talking about some of the things that went on in this preseason game, man. I want to really touch on the fact that, you know, the way our depth is looking. Yeah, I think the Raiders are in a situation where they really, really, really need to mine the free agent market. They really do. You know, there is. Wait a minute, what the hell is going on here? I'm sorry, guys. This whole new setup is kind of screwing me up here, man. But when we start talking about this whole, you know, depth thing, we have an issue with our backup quarterback. We have an issue with our guards and tackles. You know, the Raiders definitely need to start mining the free agent market here. They definitely do, man. Because if I'm being honest, man, If I'm being honest, man, I am scared for anybody on the starting offensive line to go down. Now there are some guys out there that can help in the cornerback room. You have a guy like Alex Johnson that got released from the Colts. He's out there. You know, he had a pretty good PFF grade last year, 93.3 overall coverage grade, of 88.6, 101 preseason snaps over 3 games. He should have some interest amount of league. You know, we also got you know, DTR. There's a lot of people that want to bring DTR in. I'm kind of against it. I know it makes sense because of Chip Kelly, but he is definitely not the kind of guy that, you know, the Raiders would get that steady, sure-handed backup. My guy DeMokes. What the hell's going on here? The F is going on here. Yeah, you know what it is, man? I think I got to learn how to use this damn thing a little bit better, man, before I bring this crap up again. I can't even put up none of the damn comments now. What the hell just happened here? The hell is going on here? Got 512 in the room. I got to be able to bring up the damn people. The hell is going on here? So I got to fix this. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Where the hell? Guys, I think I screwed this up here. Yeah, tomorrow, we're going back to StreamYard tomorrow. I can't bring up none of the comments here, man. What the hell is going on here? Well, I'm not yelling at y'all, man. Y'all not having any flashbacks here, man. We're good. Am I going live for tomorrow's cuts? Yes, I am, yo. Yes, I am, yo. Hold on. I wanted to answer some more of these questions in here, man. John Rodriguez, he goes, I prefer the backup battle. That was the last one. But guys, man, Wasted is not to use new technology. He is used to AOL dial-up. Just kidding, Wasted. Take your time, brother. I know, man. This is crazy, man. This is crazy, man. But guys, look, man, we've been going about an hour right now. Let me see, my God, Kate. Wasted looking like the real deal newscaster with the background. Yeah, man, we got to get this squared. We got to get this squared away before we use this again, man. We got to get this squared away, man. Wasted handles check. I got full control. Look, bro, I don't know what just happened to the comment section here, bro. The comment section is gone. Do you guys look? Let me ask you guys something really quickly before I get off of the air. Do you guys see the comments when I put them up? Do you guys see the comments when I put them up? What the hell happened here? Oh, there it is. The comments are back. Oh my God. The comments are back, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, the comments are back. You said you can't go off, you got coffee coming. I know that's a fact, right? Yo, my man Aldi Stoke, Wasted needs to go to a local community college and take some basic computer. Get the F up out of here. Listen, man, I think I've been doing pretty damn well here all these years. F is wrong with you guys, man. Dan Skipper was released. Let's go over some of the cuts throughout the league, too, guys. I'm sorry, man. Let's go over through some of the cuts throughout the league. Yo, this live is a little choppy, guys, because I'm trying to figure out this new program live on air. But everybody's trying to get down to their 53-man roster, man. So we got a cut tracker. I'm not going to bring it up on the screen like I normally will. I'm going to bring it up on my phone, and we're going to go over some of the guys that are out there that have been cut, man. So, all right, the Buccaneers will release Kyle Trask. So Kyle Trask is a guy that the Raiders need to be calling up. This is a John Spytek guy. Kyle Trask is another guy. Mike White is another backup the Raiders can take a flying run. Play for the Jets. Cardinals waived Clayton Tune. Clayton Tune carved us up. It's another guy we could take a look at. The Commanders released Michael Gallup. I'm kind of cool on that. Hendon Hooker has been released. Bailey Zappi. The Chiefs cut Bailey Zappi. That's a graph special right there. A graph freaking special, man. The Patriots waive Landon Robertson. The Jaguars have traded Fred Johnson to the Eagles. The Cowboys cut La'el Collins. Let me ask you guys a question, man. What do you guys think about bringing in a La'el Collins, an older guy? I got no problem with it. My guy, young Tommy, because I'm worried about our DBs wasted. I like Greedy Vance. He reminds me of Brent Grimes when he played for the Dolphins. He really wanted Will Johnson. I really wanted Will Johnson after he fell in the draft. I think it was a mistake not drafting him. I do too. And Brent Grimes, Grimes was a dog, man. Don Day says, drink coffee and get some Flow Apex. Yeah, you damn right, man. Men of order. Go get that Apex, man. Y'all already know. Shout out to my guy Hotep, man. Yeah, man. But I'm telling you right now, hold on. I think we got my guy Mando Ace, man. How do we give memberships? Bro, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know, man. Thank you, sweetheart.
You're welcome, baby.
Appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Guys, I really don't know, man. I appreciate it if you do because it's the best way to support the channel. Shout out to Ira Jackson, man. So I'm worried about our DBs wasted. Oh yeah, I read this one already. Let me get down. Hey guys, listen. If this is a little, if wait, hold on. I am not muted. Am I muted here? I'm not muted. I can see my mic. Get the F up out of here playing around the most where you get blocked. For you get blocked, man. Yo, and that's the thing. I want to give you guys a little look behind the curtain. I haven't figured out how to block anybody yet with this new setup. My guy Blazed. Should I keep Thornton or Coop in fantasy? I will keep Dante Thornton, bro. Coop is a guy that you pick up on a waiver wire. Dante Thornton is too, if I'm being honest with you, man. Those are waiver pickups. My guy Graff in the place. Coop! Rudy the Vet Russo is in the effing place, man. My guy Jack Burton, man. Plainfield's very own. You're wasted. My guys, what's the deal? Okay. Resign Jakobi, and now our offense is stupid. That secondary might be a little bit like Swiss cheese. And see, that's the problem, right? It is amazing. Yo, don't nobody make a cup of coffee like my damn wife, man. Salute to my wife. My God. But bro, listen, if we can't stop anybody, bro, that's a humongous problem. It's a huge problem, dude. Like, now I'm starting to get loose now. I'm getting comfortable with this new setup. Sorry. But if we can't stop anybody, bro, we're not going to win that many football games. It's cool to throw the ball all over the place and being able to score. But I'm going to need for the Raiders to go out there and try to make one move. Just one move. One move, man, to improve that secondary. I think it's a little too much hopium on that side of the football, man. A little too much, man. Yeah, I blocked myself from my own live stream earlier. Ernest Wiley, Amari Cooper is back. Stand up. See, this is funny, man. Listen, a lot of guys are really, really against this Amari Cooper thing, and I don't understand why. It's nothing but right. Amari Cooper drops the football, but if this Jakobi Myers thing can give the Raiders the latitude to move him on to bring in another asset that's going to help us this year, I'm with it. Because apparently the Raiders are just not in the Jakobi Myers business for long term. They're here for a good time, not a long time, like I always say. And appreciate you, Graf. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, bro. Oh, no, Demokes. I figured out how to block. I definitely figured out how to block in this. I just figured it out, Demokes. Thank you. I had to. So what I did was I put up the window beside me in YouTube so I can really block that ass. Say something else. Hey, Graf, man. Listen, bro. When your mind is perpetually playing the music from the Blue Oyster like yours is, everything is disgusting work to you. I mean, you can't say boohoo shit without this guy trying to make it and turn it into some sexual rigmarole. Maybe, Graf, you need to stop being such a stinking booty little boy. That's what you need to stop doing. Get your mind out the gutter, man. You need to free your mind, young fella. Free your mind. Free your mind and not your behind, bro. The F is wrong with you. This is a family show. Don't bring that crap in here, Graf, for you get that ass blocked. Yeah, I figured out how to block. You will get that ass blocked, Graphic. John Parker, hey, Wasted. How's it going, man? Just getting in, man. Who are we trading? Who are we letting go? Look, we're not letting anyone go. We are bringing in Amari Cooper. The Jakobi Myers thing is something that we'll have to take a wait and see attitude with, because the Raiders and Jakobi Myers, I think we're in good faith trying to get something worked out in earnest. They've been trying. There have been rumors behind the scenes that they've been, not rumors, there have been confirmed information that the Raiders and Jakobi Myers have been at the bargaining table for over a month. And it gets to a point where if you can't get any reciprocity, you can't get any progress, the agent of the player has to do his best for the player and announce that he wants to be traded to see if he can light a fire under the Raiders. But to be honest with you, the Raiders already drafted his replacement, and I don't think it's going to happen, man. DeMarcus Webb, breaking news. Kenyon Green got released from Philly. That is a guy that you bring in. That is a guy you bring in. Lyle Collins, guys like that. Try to bring some depth to this offensive line. Because let me tell you something. Alex Capper scares the crap out of me. Naaman, because he's not getting paid. Look, bro, Naaman, you know and I know, bro. He loves the game. He loves the sport, all this stuff. He's been a great player here for us. He's been great for this organization. But, that man needs his bread. The man needs his money. The man needs his money, bro. And I'm not mad at that, bro. I'm not mad at that. My guy Naaman in the place, man. Shout out to Naaman, yo. We got over 500 in the room, man. Free Demokes. That's right. Demokes is in the gulags right now. Let that be a lesson to you, Demokes. Evil Demokes. Free Demokes. Oh, man. Salute the Demokes, yo. Demokes got smoked. Yo, Omni Snow, you about to get blocked too. Listen, any oil references, any Diddy references, you will get smoked. Smoked. The F up out of here. Evil Demokes is back. Yeah, but look, you guys say Myers has definitely paid his dues. He hasn't paid his dues in a way where he should be at the top crust of the league getting paid. He has not paid his dues in that way. I'm sorry. He hasn't. And what does that contract look like for him? What does that contract look like for him? That contract looks like it's a little too pricey for the Raiders. And I'm not mad with the Raiders doing that. My thoughts on the AOC injury is that, listen, the Raiders are going to take for him. They can't cut him because he's injured, right? But I think this effectively ends the Aiden O'Connell experiment. And it's been clear the whole time since Aiden O'Connell's been here with Chip Kelly that this is not a guy that fits in with what Chip does. This is not a guy that is going on an upward trajectory. He is going downward. He has not played well in the Chip Kelly system. And I think Chip Kelly and these guys need to go get as many of the guys that they want in this building that fits into what they're trying to do. I don't have a whole bunch of Raider nostalgia here when it comes to Aiden O'Connell. He was great when he was here with us. He's still here with us. If the Raiders decided they can develop him, they said a lot of great and positive things. But I've also heard the truth. I've heard the fact that he hasn't moved the offense fast enough. Pete has been very candid. I love Pete Carroll because Pete Carroll's a straight shooter. You don't got to wonder. You know how the Raiders feel about that. You know how to. He wasn't joking, bro. He wasn't joking. Yo, for them to speed the play clock up for Aiden O'Connell, he's not joking. He's telling you exactly what the issue is here. They need to go out there and get somebody that lines up with the skill set that best runs this offense in case Geno goes down. Because not running with a viable backup is one of the worst things you can do in this league. It really is, man. My guy, Alex Rebel Rojas, because he's our current number one wide receiver option doesn't mean he should get paid like most number ones. Now, he's our number one guy, right? But he's not a number one. And that's the thing. And the thing with Jakobi Myers, selfishly, he has to capitalize and strike while the iron's hot. He might not ever get another season like this, depending on where he goes. Jakobi Myers, if you look at Jakobi Myers and you put him on a lot of other teams, right? You go to some of the worst teams in the league to some of the top teams in the league. Is he a number one receiver anywhere else in his league? If Jakobi Myers goes to the Miami Dolphins, is he the number one receiver? No. He's not even the number two receiver in Miami because Jalen Waddle is there. If you take him and you put him with the New York Jets, is he the number one or number two receiver? Probably not. Garrett Wilson is there. They got some young guys there that they really like, right? Is he the number one receiver with New England? Probably not. No, he's not. He's not the number one receiver in New England, right? Is he the number one receiver anywhere in the NFC? If he goes to the Green Bay Packers, he's not the number one receiver. If he goes to the Chicago Bears, he's not the number one receiver. I can go through the whole league. If he goes to the New York Giants, he ain't the number one receiver. Malik Neighbors is. Jalen Hyde on guys there, they will probably want to develop those guys. If he goes with the Texans, is he the number one receiver? No. I can't think of another team where Jakobi Myers is the number one guy. I mean, can you? This is being financially responsible. This is not being frugal. You guys name me one team besides the Raiders that Jakobi Myers is their number one guy. Just one guy. Name me one team, bro. Yeah. And see, you saying T. Higgins types money is crazy money. T. Higgins is getting paid like T. Higgins getting paid like a number one. T. Higgins is getting paid like I don't know what the Terry McLaurin deal looks like, but I think that was the framework of the Terry McLaurin deal. Bro, and even the Panthers, bro. Even the Panthers. Leggett is a highly drafted kid. He's big. He's physical. He might not be the number one guy with the Panthers. So we got to look at it from that prism. Yo, my guy Rudy the Vet Russo. I'm putting someone else in the gulags of the chat. Watch it. You guys got to chill. Put Graph in the gulags. Leave Graph alone, man. The Graphinator doesn't go to the gulags. Put Graph in the gulags in real life. Wasted great show and cool new layout. The homie was right, though. Shrink the news thing in a little bit. With the topic in the day, this right here? What are y'all talking about? Y'all talking about this? Y'all talking about this or y'all talking about this? What, y'all want this shrink? Put that right there? What y'all think? What do y'all think, man? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Ted McMillan was drafted by the Panthers. So he's definitely not the number one in the Panthers. Rudy. Bro. Stealing money. It's a 1-year cheap deal to hedge the Raiders' room and shore up their room in case they have to move on from Jakobi Myers. This is nothing for us to get upset or worried about. My guy, Silver and Facts, just jumped in. Why the F are we bringing back Coop and not signing Jakobi? It's not some bullshit because Jakobi Myers is we just went through damn near the whole league, right? You can't name me one wide receiver room that Jakobi Myers is the number one receiver if he leaves the Raiders. Not one. Not one. Not one, bruh. And that's the problem. Jakobi Myers is our number one wide receiver. He's not even the number one option on our offense. Brock Bowers is. So you can't pay him like that. It's not bullshit. He's probably, if him and the Raiders have been working on this for like a month, right? This is a situation where they are not coming to a common accord. And guess what? Agents got to be agents. They demand a trade. The Raiders don't even have to acquiesce to it. Just because someone demands a trade, it doesn't mean anything. And if Jakobi Myers sits out, guess what? He's shooting himself in the foot. They're getting Amari Cooper for pennies on the dollar. This is nothing but right. Get the F up out of here. The real Mike Tomlin. With the new layout, when ads pop up, your window keeps running alongside the ad. And I miss what you're saying. The old layout, where the full screen, and it paused until it ended. Okay. All right. I don't necessarily know what's going on with that. So in the new layout, when an ad pops up, your window keeps running alongside the ad. And I miss what you're saying. Okay. All right, we got to check that out, bro. What you guys want? You said bring it to the. I'm not bringing it to the middle of the screen. I'm in the middle of the screen. What the F is wrong with you guys? You guys want wait, right there? Right there, boom. Perfect size, right there. You said not the comment box. The ticker down below could be slightly smaller. It kind of hides my chin. You guys want to see? You guys want to see my beautiful face? The F is wrong with you guys. You guys want to see my damn face for it? You guys will be all right. Wait, let me. How about right there? That's the wrong one. Hold on. Right here. All right, so let's fix this up here. Let's fix this. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Hey, listen, I know you guys. I'm doing like IT work right now. Right now in the air. This is. I mean, this is one of the choppiest lives that we've ever had here. One of the choppiest lives we've ever had here, man. Okay, the Raider Nation Unlimited is too big. It's covering the bottom screen. I guess it could be smaller. So how about this? This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna move this. We're gonna move this, and we're gonna get back to the Raider news. All right. We're gonna unlock that, and we're gonna move it. How you guys like that? How we like it right there? That's cool, right? We good to go? We good to go, man. Jakobi is not getting wide receiver number one money. 15 mil this season should be good. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at it too, man. Hey, wasted. The Coop move is an Al Davis move I've ever seen. I mean, yeah. I mean, but you know what, man? It's a nostalgic move, right? And he's a guy that is a productive receiver everywhere he's ever gone, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me get back down to the bottom of the chat, bro. We about to bring this thing back to to the train station, bro, and figure this thing out. My guy Rudy that Rooster with the $10 slappy, man. The F out of here with that crap wasted. F Cooper, don't need him, old and washed. He's a thief and a rogue. Graft to the gulags. Oh man, yo. Get the F up out of here, Rudy. You don't send my partner to the gulags. Said worst live of all times. Yeah, Anthony. Anthony, you know what? I'm gonna tell you what the worst live of all time was. The first live that you ever appeared on the scene, you effing bum. That's the worst live we've ever had. The F up out of here. Yo, Jacob's situation was the cause of McDaniels, who never had a plan. This situation is also the cause of McDaniels. But Pete Carroll ain't playing that game. He tried to force our hand and laters, and I feel that. I feel that, bro. Like, bro, my thing is that if Jakobi Myers thought that he can get a deal done, he would have. But they just had an impasse. Pete already drafted his replacement. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. We're done with that. We're done. We're done with the Jakobi crap. We are done with it. I'm not going to continue to keep going over because, yo, you know what, man? This is nothing but right. Anybody that has a problem with this, yo, to me, just doesn't understand the economics of the game, man. And we got situations that we're going to have to deal with down the line. I mean, they got a lot of young talent on this roster. And I know Brock is in his second year, right? But Brock's going to get paid a historic deal. You got to leave yourself some latitude and room for that. Then you got a guy like Ashton Genty. If he is what we think he could be, he's going to get paid like crazy. You want to keep the guys that you draft. You don't want to make a mistake cashing out someone else's free agent acquisition. The real Mike Tomlin. Wait. What OT, cornerback, and safety looks good out there? Not really. Also, keep the chat box in the upper right-hand corner and put the stadium in the background. Add the news ticker at the bottom. Yeah, I'm going to try to add a news ticker at the bottom. I haven't figured out how to do that. I got to talk to Hammer. But, yeah, we're definitely going to do that, man. Appreciate the suggestions, too. Guys, listen. After this live, if you guys got any suggestions for the way we can do this layout a little better, send it to me. My email, wastedtalent707, and we'll try to get it cleaned up behind the scenes, man. Appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you guys, man. I mean, we are rocking and rolling in here, man. We got over 500 in the room, man. What is Jakobi Myers, AP 209, my dog? I think Jakobi Myers for the right team could be worth, I mean, at the highest, a player or like a third round pick. At the highest. At the highest. I think Jakobi Myers would get you something in the neighborhood of a third or a fourth round pick. Indiana Raider in the place, man. Wasted. I think Myers can still make a deal because of how much respect he has amongst his teammates and his staff. He's not like Devontae Adams. And I think, listen, I think the Raiders can still make a deal with him. I just like the fact that the Raiders are leaving themselves an out. Like the thing with Spytek and Pete and these guys, until it's done, it's never done until it's done, right? We thought that the Colton Miller thing wouldn't happen. I just think by them bringing in Amari Cooper, it kind of shows them that it's showing him and it's showing his representation that we have a plan if you want to do this. Like, yo, you're waiting to where, you know, we're a week away from real football and you're doing this now. We have another option. So either you bring look, if we can't come to a common accord, bring your ass in here and play. And if you want to sit, we got Amari. I'm not mad at it, man. Two stock. Jakobi to the Niners, I'm calling it. That's a distinct possibility. They definitely stockpile receivers in San Fran. But is San Fran going to pay him? They just let, you know, a bunch of guys walk out the building. They paid Brandon Ayuk a crap load of money. I don't know if they're going to be able to pay him. The 49ers, you know, they have a lot of guys that need to get paid and cashed out over there, man. Yo, my guy. Rare. Before last year, people were saying we didn't have any depth behind Jakobi. But look at them. Change their tunes. This year we do have depth. Let the young bucks go out there and ball and the old ones retire. I mean, see, this is the thing with the young bucks, man. These guys are playing well in preseason. They're playing good in practice, but you can't hedge your whole season on these guys until they take some live bullets, man. And to be honest with you, let's not get hyperbolic about this. I don't think that Jakobi, he might not go anywhere. He might not go anywhere. So guys, look, let's get into this backup quarterback thing. Now we talked about this. I kind of lost my way because I've been kind of struggling with this damn new setup. Kind of lost my way, but we're back. So look, there's a lot of guys out there that the Raiders can bring in, right? I'm gonna be real. I think all signs point to the Raiders bringing in Kyle Trask. And the reason why, there's a lot of people that people want the Raiders to bring in, but he was cut. He's on the open market. He's a guy who has some experience. He's a guy who was in Brady's quarterback room. He's a guy that John Spytek knows. I think all signs point to Kyle Trask being a Raider. And to me, that is a perfect move for the backup. He's widely regarded as a guy who is a damn good backup. He's a good teammate. Spytek has some familiarity with him, and I think he's a guy that can come in and win games if Geno goes down. McClendon Curtis is a guy that I love, man. He was released by Arizona, possible backup offensive tackle. McClendon Curtis is a guy that you would definitely want to bring in. The Red Team channel. Trade for Shador. No, I don't think you really look. I'm not giving up any draft capital to trade for Shador. If Shador was cut, I'd entertain it. But at the end of the day, Kyle Trask is where you want to go. You want to bring in a guy who's actually taking snaps, a guy who is a backup, who's a vet, who can pick up the system really quickly. Kyle Trask is the guy that I bring in, and I'd probably stay away from the DTRs of the world. And Huntley's another guy we'll bring in, him and or Ryan Tannehill, based off of how healthy Ryan Tannehill is. Trask was replaced with Teddy Bridgewater. Yeah, I mean Teddy Bridgewater was a starter in this league. Teddy Bridgewater is a damn good quarterback, man. I wouldn't mind having Teddy Bridgewater as our backup. Fit in life entertainment, man. Yo, pay Myers and have Cooper as wide receiver 4 as a backup, just in case one of them wide receivers get injured. Look, the thing is, what are you paying Jakobi Myers, right? And I want to get off the Jakobi Myers thing because, for real, we talked about it all episode. But what are you paying Jakobi? What are you paying him? If you're paying Jakobi Myers, give him a 2-year deal, $15 million, something like that. Yeah, but if you can't, it's organizational malpractice to pay him $20 million, man. And Yeti Strain is right. He's not good enough to make more than 12 to 15 million a year. He had 1,000-yard season. Amari Cooper's had 7. He's proven he can ball. I'm not worried about Jakobi. Me neither, bro. Trade for Shador so we could watch him run around in the backfield and get sacked 10 times a game. Bro, look, you know what's funny? I didn't want to get into this. Shador Sanders is not a Raider, but I think that, like in anything, right? There's the truth, there's the lie, and the truth finds that gray area somewhere in the middle. Shador Sanders is a good young quarterback. He needs to develop. He needs to be in a place where his skills could be nurtured. Do I think that there's like this total conspiracy against him? No. But do I think that Shador Sanders was given every opportunity to win that job? I don't. Because you got GMs and coaches and people who drafted Dillon Gabriel, and to think that they're going to be given the same exact chance is not true. They drafted Dillon Gabriel a lot higher, and that's who they wanted, and they were probably told to draft Shador Sanders. Now, the owner is trying to walk it back, and I know the owner is saying, oh, I didn't tell them to do that, but Jimmy Haslam definitely told them to do that. As soon as Donald Trump tweeted about Shador Sanders not get drafted, boom, the Browns drafted him. So this was something that was thrust upon Andrew Berry and those guys, and they did it. They didn't look happy when they took him. It didn't make any sense. They got like 9 quarterbacks over there, right? So therein lies that issue. Now, is he a perfect quarterback? Is he the greatest guy? No. But was he given the best chance to even compete for that job? No, he wasn't, right? So I wish Shador the best no matter what happens to him. But he is not a Raider, and I'm not going to go out there and go, move heaven and earth to bring him in, because apparently Pete Carroll and Tom Brady and Spytek don't want to be in the Shador business. They picked 5 players. They went around they picked 5 players before they passed on him 5 times, bro. They passed on him 5 times. And he got drafted in the same round as Tonka Hemingway. They passed on him 5 times. They don't want the guy. So I don't even want to really even bring it up, man. I don't want to bring it up. Go get Kyle Trask. People talking about DTR just because of the Chip Kelly thing. Chip Kelly's not the one pulling the trigger on this. But it's too many people that are so... The thing that makes me uncomfortable, it's the reason why I always comment on it, right? Because it's so many people that are uncomfortable with the fact that that kid has confidence. So, bro, they act like that. You got guys that are in this draft that have gotten charges. Charges have, people. You got people who, bro, don't get me started. I don't want to hear that shit. Look, man, salute to him. He's not a Raider. I don't want to talk about it. F him. Luis Lopez. Jakobi falls on a wide receiver 2 with Waddle and Smith money. Probably not. Probably not. Jalen Waddle deserves to get paid more than Jakobi Myers. I'm sorry. But yeah, I get sick of that shit. Everybody want him to tap dance and scratch his head and you know what I'm saying? The fact that he got confidence always bothers certain people, and it pisses me off. The F up out of here, man. But yeah, man. Thornton and the rookies, so Cooper's the automatic number 1. Yo, look. Dante Thornton is not the number 1 receiver yet, bro. He has to figure it out, guys. Like, we got to stop going crazy like we do in Raider Nation for some of these young guys. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stop. We gotta stop being overly happy about some of these jokers, man. My guy John Rodriguez should have gotten Jalen Milroe. I mean, yo, if it was a 5th, we'd all be drunk, right? Jalen Milroe looks great. He looks great, right? But then you got to look at what round he went in and who we took in that round too, right? But there's a lot of people saying Jakobi to San Fran. There's a distinct possibility. But people are dogging these guys out. It pisses me off, man. Hey, somebody, hey guys, put the link to subscribe to the channel in the chat for me, bro. Do we know what the Raiders have currently offered Jakobi? I feel like I read 17 million somewhere, but I could be mistaken. I read 17 million too, but you never know, bro. Like these reports that come out there, it all depends on if the Raiders are. I think what's going to happen with the Raiders are when they get to a certain point to kind of ward off the court of public opinion, they'll leak what they offered him. So listen, if he got offered 17 million and he feels like he's worth more than that, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was the GM of the Raiders, I would not pay Jakobi Myers over $17 million. I'm sorry. Especially with a Brock Bowers on his roster, especially with all the young receiver talent. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it, man. I would not do it. I think they did. And I see both sides, and there's no disrespect to Jakobi or the Raiders. I think it's savage to think that our team is actually planning to cut a guy for wanting more money. That's some Al Davis-ish. That isn't that is the business of football. That's not mutually exclusive to the Raiders. It's not mutually exclusive to the Raiders, man. That is the business of football. And listen, at the end of the day, they drafted Jack Besh. And he has the potential to really eclipse what Jakobi Myers has done in this game. But yo, this is very much a Pete Carroll move, man. This is Pete Carroll trying to win now. This is him trying to compete. So no matter how this goes with Jakobi Myers, this shows Pete Carroll is totally bought in on winning this year. This is the one thing, though. This is the one thing. I want to see if the Raiders take this same approach with the cornerback room. Take this approach. Like, if you move Jakobi and get a cornerback, I'm with it 100%, man. But guys, listen. This has been another Raider Nation Unlimited. I'm your man, Wasted Time. I appreciate you guys. I think that I'm gonna definitely keep refining this new format. We're gonna get this right. We're gonna get this right. The next live might be on StreamYard. We're gonna keep refining this live. This live was a little choppy for me because I'm trying to get my bearings, controlling everything. Salute to the chat. Get wasted with your brother, Wasted. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. To all 500 of you guys in the room, appreciate you guys, man. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys freaking pulling up. We were kind of all over the place today, but it's all good. We're gonna be dropping some shorts. We're going to be going out there. We're going to be trying to grow this thing. The season is upon us, man. Real football is here, guys. But, guys, listen, thank you, guys. Appreciate you, CGR. Yo, my guy, Demokes is back into place. But, guys, appreciate you guys. Give me some suggestions, too, about what you want to see with the new layout. And we're going to be rocking and rolling. But if there's any news, you guys know what time it is. You guys know who the real voice of Raider Nation is. When it comes to this YouTube thing, y'all know what time it is. Y'all know Shillmore is the beginning and end with all of this. And people might get mad and say what they want, but I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. This is where it begins and ends. Remember that. Remember that, man. We'll see y'all, man. Appreciate you guys. We're going to get up out of here, man. Peace.